Welcome to another edition of Yorkshire Kris Weekly. And the exotic garden here has experienced its coldest temperature since the gardening began 6 years ago. We've been down to minus 5.8 about an hour or so ago. It's currently minus 5.5 and it's just after dawn. It's absolutely freezing. So I'm just going to show you a few effects this has had on the plants in the garden. Okay, so it's currently minus 5.5, the coldest night I've had in the garden since we started this garden 6 years ago exactly now. And as everything's currently still completely below zero, the effects of the cold is not apparent yet. But if we look round, we can see the tree ferns are still green, but that could change when the temperatures warm up. If we look at this Sheffield, you can see the leaves have all sort of crinkled up and curled in as the water has been expelled from the leaves to try to preserve the leaf structures. So with less water in the leaves, there's more chance that the leaves will survive because water obviously expands and can burst cell membranes. But if there's less water in the leaves, there's less chance of this happening. So hopefully these leaves will recover. It's the coldest they've had though in this garden. Everything's still looking green. You can see the fats here. Again, that's done the same things, where the water's come out of the leaves and all the leaves have gone all droopy. This happened on quite a lot of plants. It's an adaptation to surviving. You'll see that in a few other plants in the garden. The ground itself it doesn't look that cold, as in there's no proper frost or snow on the ground, but it is absolutely rock hard. And I should say, this week the country, the UK, has seen a lot of snow in large parts of the country, but I've had no snow whatsoever here. And lots of frost. We've had a couple of days, almost 40 hours sub-zero. Went out to minus 3.9, went up to about minus 1, minus 2 in the daytime. Absolutely freezing for a couple of days. And then obviously last night going down to sub-zero before about 6-7 o'clock, and then going down to minus 5.5 when I woke up at 4:30 and checked the thermometer, and then it went down to minus 5.8 a bit later on in the morning, and now it's roughly 8 AM. It's minus 5.5 again. It's warmed up slightly, but it's absolutely freezing. Luckily, where I've positioned the Martianus palm, the Trachycarpus Martianus, it's by the greenhouse, which will be losing some heat, so that'll be keeping it slightly warmer than minus 5.5. Got a bit of shell to stop the radiation and frosts. Got the straw and the fleece and the ties around it to give it some protection. But a lot of things have just been left to it, so got the bootsias here. There's only ground protection on that. Most of the Trachycarpus have had no protection. Obviously, as we saw last week, the Latisectus and Gemini sectus have. Obviously the bamboos are totally fine at these temperatures. Under here is an aloe polyphylla, or polyphylla as I like to call it. Green at the moment, but let's see if it stays that way when it defrosts. If we go over the bridge, as you can see, the water's absolutely frozen solid. Yesterday I broke the top of the ice and it was about 3 or 4 centimetres thick, the ice, so it must be thicker in the areas where I didn't break it now. This Buccia Catriensis, no protection whatsoever. I want to see how hard this plant is. And same with the Chimerops arborescens down there. Big Drabea, no protection on that this time. And round here we've got the Millianthus. And the Millianthus, again, that looks awful at the moment because it's frozen and all the water's come out of the leaves. But that should spring up once it warms up. Luckily today it's going to be above zero. It's going to get to 3 to 6 degrees, hopefully closer to 6 degrees. Give a chance for these plants to thaw out. And then this Phormium has done the same, looks crinkled leaves, looks a bit rubbish, like it might die, but that will be fine, that will recover, I'm sure of it. Now under the shelters here we've got the Agave Americana. Again, that's dodgy if that will survive. It should do. It's not extreme cold, but it's pretty cold. Bromeliad looks okay, but the thing with palms is they can look fine, you can have your nice green or blue leaves in this case for months and months, but the actual growing part of the plant can be killed off in winter, and you don't see the true cost of the damage until spring or even early summer, when the centre of the palms can completely rot away and pull out. So we'll have to watch this come April, May and even June to see if it's actually survived. Now if we come over to the bananas, Musabajo, obviously that's been wrapped. Hopefully the pseudostems will be okay in there. This one that I didn't wrap, as you can see, it's rock hard, and here you can see the split where the ice has expanded inside the stem and split it completely open. So this, once it defrosts, will completely flop to the ground, because that'll be completely dead I think now. Milliamp, surprised it's still green after the cold and sub-zero temperatures we've had. But I think that will brown off when it defrosts again, hopefully in a couple of hours time. The other day, like I said, it didn't get above 0 for a day and a half, nearly 2 days, so things didn't defrost for a very long time. Obviously my bamboos, eucalyptus will be fine. The tree ferns are still green because we got cloud cover as the extreme temperatures came in last night. About 4:30 there was cloud cover, so it didn't drop much lower than -5.5. I know some parts of the country have had -10, -12. I saw down in Oxfordshire, south of Bristol, that was absolutely freezing when I checked the temperatures about an hour ago. Eucalyptus always shines out beautifully, bright white trunk on that. Underneath the blanket is a Washingtonia robusta, which is frozen. If we have a quick look, yeah, it's not looking brilliant. Some green in the middle, so it won't be dead. But it's not very good looking. Tisha Panics, they'll be fine. They can freeze through to about -10 and still carry on growing. As I said, we'll see the damage once everything defrosts. So that's the back garden. In the front garden, obviously, you've got the Canary Island date palm, which will be damaged a lot by these temperatures. If it gets to -7, it'll definitely get damaged. This -5.5, -5.8 is about the limit before I start seeing some proper damage, so we'll see how that goes. And that's the other aloe polyphylla, looking totally fine at the moment, but again, let's wait for it to defrost and we'll find out how it's coped. So that is the coldest temperatures we've ever had in my exotic garden here. So a lot of plants never felt those temperatures. So let's see how they get on come spring and summer. Thanks for watching.